everyone, and welcome back to Crypto Live Leak. And today we're going to do our interview portion with Tezzigator. We have Bo here, who's the founder of the Tezzigator delegate system. Welcome, Bo. How are you doing?
Hey, y'all. Everybody, thanks for having me here again.
And so we're just going to go over briefly how Tezos works. So Tezos is a delegated proof-of-stake protocol, and this is in comparison to Bitcoin, which is a proof-of-work protocol. You want to just briefly give the definition of those two?
Sure thing, yeah, right. So everybody understands the concept of Bitcoin mining machine, which generates lots of processing power and then try to find blocks and get those rewards. Well, Tezos is proof of stake, which means the amount of Tezos that you have is really what generates the blocks or and the rewards that come from those blocks you generate. So the more Tezos you have, or the more Bitcoin mining power you have, the more blocks you'll generate in each of those respective systems.
Okay, excellent. So it's the actual tokens that give you the ability and the power to mine or to validate the blocks in the system. Okay, perfect. And inherently, the proof-of-stake mechanism takes less energy, it's more efficient, and it seems like that's where all the blockchain 3.0 protocols are moving towards. So overall tokens for the Tezos platform will be about 763 million Tezis. And there'll be roles, so there'll be 10,000 Tezis to one role, and it's the role that will allow you to participate in the baking process, correct?
Yeah, that's right. So if you only have one role, then you're going to get different certain amount of blocks. If you have two roles, you'll be able to generate twice as many blocks, presumably, right? But the thing is one roll is 10,000, two rolls is 20,000. So as far as the protocol is concerned, you having 19,999 Tezos is exactly the same as you having 10,000 Tezos when it comes to block generation.
Yeah, that's actually a very important aspect to pay attention to, just because if you're looking at the total amount of tokens participating in the baking process, you could have a lot of partial roles that don't get that opportunity to bake, and that would increase the rewards given to those participants that are involved in the baking process.
Exactly. So that's something people have to think about. If they have a full role, but maybe almost a second one, maybe they want to split those up into multiple accounts and bake on their own for one, and then just delegate somebody for the other.
Oh, great point. And just delegate the remaining Tezis to someone like yourself, like Tezzigator. Right. Exactly. Right. Perfect. So there's also these things called endorsements per block, and there's 32 endorsers per block. Do you want to go into a little bit of that?
Right. So now I don't want to try to say that a block can have 32 endorsement operations or transactions inside of it. That's not kind of what we mean. What we mean is that different delegators or bakers out there can broadcast endorsements of a block, and each block can be endorsed 32 different times. And those endorsements are transactions in the blockchain. We call them Tezos, we call them operations. But those are operations in the blockchain, just like a transaction of Tezos transfer in the blockchain, and those go into future blocks. And when there's 32 of them, that block is, I guess you could say, fully endorsed. It's not necessarily something that has to happen. The block has to be 32 endorsements, but those are 32 available for people out there to do that.
Okay, that's a good point. And are there additional rewards associated with these endorsements?
There are. Supposedly, as it sits now, there's going to be 2 Tezos as a reward if you endorse at the highest level. And what I mean by that is, in case you don't generate a block or if you don't endorse, somebody else will have the opportunity to do that. But it's done on a priority level. So if you have priority 0 or the highest priority to do one of those endorsements or baking, then definitely it's yours. But if you don't do it, then the person who has the next level priority, after a period of time, will get to do that operation for you. So with baking, it's always the same reward. And supposedly right now the reward is going to be 16. However, with endorsement, it's different. It's going to be a function of the priority you have. So the lower the priority you have when you do an endorsement, the lower your reward will be.
Oh, interesting. So it has to do with your priority. Okay.
Exactly. But only for endorsement, right? Baking is always going to be 16.
Baking will always be 16. That's 16 Tezos per block baked.
Right.
Okay. All right. Very good. So getting a little bit further into the delegation process. So this is for someone who doesn't want to take on the risk of baking for themselves and they want to delegate their tokens to a service such as Tezzigator. Would you just want to explain a little bit how that works at this point?
Yeah. Right. So right now in the AlphaNet and the ZeroNet everybody's setting in, there's only a CLI client, and it's just a real simple operation to do that. It's almost identical for you to transfer Tezos as it is for you to delegate your Tezos out. So that's just a CLI operation. You go in there and you keyboard and type out your command. You want to do a transfer Tezos, but instead of transferring from an account to another account, we'll just say you want to delegate from my account to another account, and then it just goes in blockchain just like that. So it's really simple. There's not anything complex or really overly involved to do. There's even currently third-party GUI clients out there that will allow you to send delegations out as well. And it does appear from the devs that there's going to be a launch with the CLI client as the only official client, although there's some really good GUI clients out there. Some people that are involved in the community. Almost from the beginning here, he's got these GUI clients that we expect to be trustworthy.
Okay, excellent. I'm glad to hear that the ecosystem is gaining some trustworthiness and developing forward here as we push towards launch. So some of the benefits to delegating instead of baking on your own mean that you don't have to put up a security deposit to participate in this reward generation system, in this proof-of-stake system.
Yeah, and that's a novel way that devs have come up with to provide some security stability to the system as far as trying to prevent bad actors and incompetent people from handling things in the blockchain or spamming the blockchain like that. So you get the reward, but only after you post a much larger bond, right? In this case, it's going to be 512 Tezos as the security deposit post up when you want to make a block. So what happens is if you have that 512 Tezos, then you can make a block. The protocol automatically withdraws that for you when you make the block. And you'll get it back later. Currently, after 5 complete cycles pass, you'll get that back with your reward.
Oh wow, so 5 cycles. So let's talk about cycle length. Can you define what is a cycle?
Alright, so right now a cycle is just going to be statically defined as 4,096 blocks. We expect that to be just a couple of days, maybe, assuming that blocks are just generated on a tight schedule, right? You want 60 seconds per block, right? If that happens, which probably won't, then you expect 4,096 blocks to happen pretty regularly, within a couple of days. Since there can be 1440 minutes in a day, right? So that means 4 blocks in a day. Assuming they're regular, which they probably won't be.
Yeah, I think I did a little bit of math yesterday, and it was about two and some change days for a cycle, and then times 5 would be around 15 days for the 5 cycles.
Yeah. But it could be a little bit longer, though, because if you're already in a cycle, that cycle has to pass. So if you take the very first block in a cycle, then the rest of that cycle doesn't really count for the 5 split cycles. So a rule of thumb is maybe 6, just to be safe.
Oh, that's interesting. So you have to be in from the beginning of the cycle. Okay.
Right, and that's one thing I say. 5 complete cycles have to pass after something happens there. So the cycle that you're currently in doesn't count.
Okay, 5 complete cycles. Okay, that's interesting. So if I were to delegate, would I still be applied to that same time length? I'd still need to wait for the 5 cycles until I could split the reward with you?
In fact, that's actually the case, because this whole 5 complete cycles is really key in a lot of operations behind things. So, and what I mean by that is block generation is done on a schedule, like I discussed earlier, the priority system. That's all done in advance. So the protocol determines that 5 cycles ahead. And so that's why this 5 cycle thing is so important. It's also defined as the period of time that the maximum period of time you can roll back on the different chains. So that's the correct proper name in the Tezos constants is maximum allowed rollback, but it's used for lots of other concepts. And more formally, that most people are interested in is the the whole period for the bond, or the whole period for the payoff.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, without getting too deep into the technicals of what happens in those cycles, I think the average person baking would just look to identify what time frame they're going to have to lock up their tokens before they split the rewards.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. And you'll just have to do the math on the block. If you sent your delegation out in block number 4096, then multiply that by 5 and add that to 4096, and expect to start seeing rewards. Well, you wouldn't see rewards coming back because we'll think about it from this perspective. So then all that means is that the delegation system that you delegate to will then start to be able to bake on your behalf. When they start baking on your behalf, those tokens that they bake are then held for another 5 tokens. Another 5 cycles.
Oh, the rewards.
Yeah, so realistically, after you delegate, and when you start seeing stuff come back, it could be there to complete 10 or 11, 12 cycles actually.
Oh wow, very interesting. So that's, I want to highlight that here to our audience. So before you actually get your reward back when delegating your Tezos out to someone else to bake, delegation service like Tezzigator, you're probably going to end up having to wait about 11, 12 cycles before you end up getting that reward back. Very good. So just giving some statistics here. So we're looking at about a 5.5% inflationary aspect to the proof of stake protocol here on Tezos first year. That can be changed with the on-chain governance they have, but we'll get into that a little bit later. And we don't expect 100% of the network to be involved in baking at first. I think you estimated something around 70% you guys expect?
Well, we're thinking maybe 70%. There's another cryptocurrency out there that's still similar to Tezos with all proof of stake, and we discussed about that one earlier. So I believe it's Lisk, and people have done some stats on Lisk, and it looks like they're staking at about 60-70%. So that's just the best guess that I've got. It's going to probably be something similar to that.
Yeah, I mean, that's great. Lisk is, we've covered Lisk on some of our other video reviews, and we're highly recommending that to some of our audience, and we're familiar with that process. So with about the 70%, we're looking at closer to a 7 or 8% annualized return on baking your Tezos.
Right, and that's if you bake on your own, right? So the overall network inflation is still going to target around 5.5%. It's just that if less than 100% of the network stakes, then that means you as a baker are going to get the opportunity to bake more.
Fewer people splitting that pool of that 5.5%, yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, excellent. And being the delegation service yourself, is there any kind of roadmap you have on what percentages you plan to split with people that delegate to you?
Yeah, we're expecting, at this point, it's starting to come down the wire. It looks like with the news release that was done yesterday, that the beta net is imminent, apparently, and the mainnet will be short after that. We're at this point, we're thinking we're going to be able to have our fees around 10%. Hopefully even lower than that. We're not quite sure yet. It really depends on the actual cost of the system we're building. We're having to build a pretty robust system, hardware security modules, servers, right, rack space, power, and whatnot. So we're still kind of trying to figure out, how we can do this. And,
Exactly. There's going to be a cost associated with keeping a server that's secure and has reliable uptime so that you can get those rewards. Can you just explain to me what qualifies a secure server to have a good reputation in this system?
Okay. Well, let's see. As far as reputation goes, there's not too terribly much in the protocol as far as reputation at this point. We're talking about nodes and having a proof of work stamp attached to a node. That's not something that's really talked about much at all in the testing, but it's something that Arthur and the dev direction is building into the system where a node is not necessarily associated with any particular key, although a node will be the key will be generating a block from a particular node in most cases. But the more proof of work that you do on a particular node as far as being able to handle that before you start generating blocks, and they say the more of that node is trusted. It's a really complicated concept that I probably need to write it out maybe in another article and talk more about that way. That's something that's probably most users aren't really going to be able to understand. It's kind of a complex topic there as far as trust.
So a little more complex than just uptime, for instance. Okay.
Yeah, right, yes.
That's excellent. I feel very lucky that you were able to come on our show here today and we were able to get some great insight from you. Tezzigator probably going to be one of the #1 delegation services for Tezos when it comes out and launches BetaNet. So do you want to have any closing statements? Do you want to provide some links or some plugs?
Hey, our site, www.tezzigator.com. Hopefully we'll soon have our AlphaNet system back up. For a period of time we had the AlphaNet system of delegation up and running, and people could generate accounts. I had tracking all the blocks that we baked, all the rewards that we were baking, knobs, and all tracking all that out. We're going to build something similar to that. I'm a delegator for the Order and Next cryptocurrency right now. You can go do some Google searches and find us there. We'll probably try to post it here in this article here on the data, but you can see the system that I built there. It's going to look very similar for the Tezos Tezzigator that is what I already have going on with those cryptocurrencies.
All right, excellent. I look forward to some more tutorial videos that you guys are going to be releasing on this process, and I look forward to playing around with that spreadsheet that you guys developed.
Oh yeah, great.
All right, Bo, thank you very much for joining us today, and take care until next time.